ready. So I hear a lot from people that I'm not very good at putting makeup on. So today we're going to put makeup on. There might be a lot of jumps in the video because you don't need to see the whole process. So we're just going to dive in. I am starting on a good moisturized skin, clean moisturized skin. It is very important, no matter what your skin type is, to be moisturized. And I'm starting off with my Eyeshadow Synchro Skin Self-Refreshing Foundation. It is oil-free and it has SPF 30. If you've been watching me for a while, then you know that is my all-time favorite foundation. I highly recommend it, but if it is a little too pricey for you, then you can get the Believe Beauty Foundation from Dollar General. That is only $5. And the sponge that I'm using is Stands Out Beauty. My link will be down below in the description box so you can get it. You can use this sponge with wet or dry products, wet and dry products at the same time. Absolutely love it. It gives you a flawless complexion. And it hits your face like more ground at the same time. You can just go in and it fills all your pores, covers everything all at once. You do not have to get it wet, and that's what I love about it. So you just drag it down to even out that line so you don't have a line going around your neck. Make sure you're blending out that hairline. And I do not put foundation under my eyes or on my eyelid. And we are done with the foundation. Now I am using the Believe Beauty Concealer in Ivory. That is literally the only concealer that I use on a daily basis. I am right here. I have an entire concealer tutorial on my playlist. But I'm going to show you here how I do it for a daily. Now we're going to take a corner and I'm going very lightly. And I have wrinkles around here and the large acne scar area right here. So what I'm doing with this is filling in, highlighting, and just kind of smoothing everything out. And of course, on the middle of the eyebrows right here, you all know that I have that hole. It's an acne scar, so I'm just going to fill it in. And then, of course, fill in, highlight, and smooth everything out. And then I'm going to drag it up on the center of the forehead to also fill in and highlight. There you go. And we are done with the concealer. Now, for the eyelids, you can use the MAC Painterly Pot, which is awesome, kind of pricey. And then I was gifted the Beauty Crop Stuck on You. I love both of them. They are awesome. But I tend to grab to these Stuck on You, and I just dip the corner of the Stands Out Beauty sponge and start on the inner corner because that's where my wrinkle is, and just kind of dab out until the color of my eyelid is even. You do not need a lot of primer, eyeshadow primer on your eyelid. You only need a little bit, and kind of tilt your head backwards like I'm doing here. You only need a little bit, like I said, because I do have, not only do I have the wrinkles in the corner, but I have the darker circle, you know, the darkness on the inner corner. And don't ever put powder on your eyelid because you kind of want the stickiness of that eyeshadow primer. So your eyeshadow grips. Your eyeshadow grips that eyeshadow. Your eyeshadow primer grips the eyeshadow. I'll get it out. Now I'm gonna go for my powder. I'm going to use the Laura Mercier powder. I'm almost out, but I have a new one coming. Now, if you cannot afford that, you can also go to Dollar General and get the Believe Beauty powder. That is also really good. I like that one. And I'm just lightly dusting all over. And it's a tapping motion. And try not to get it in your eye. And I like to concentrate around my mouth where the wrinkles are. I do put it everywhere, but I like to also concentrate, you know, where the acne scars are, around my nose, where my sunglasses are gonna sit, but definitely where my wrinkles are, so I can camouflage those. But try not to put too much powder underneath your underneath your eyes, because you don't want that extra dryness and you don't want that extra product underneath your eyes. And if you must bake, I do highly recommend Jeffree Star's white powder, his translucent powder. It does do a very good job. And Laura Mercier also has a for under eye powder. It's a secret brightening powder for under eyes. It's a white powder. That's also a really good powder, and it doesn't tend to highlight your wrinkles. That is a good powder also. So now I'm going to pull out for my eyebrows. Complex Culture has a really good eyebrow. You guys have probably seen me use this, seen it on my Instagram. It's a tinted volumizing brow gel, and this is in, I think it's taupe. I don't know. But this is what it looks like. And I just easy peasy brush it on. Is I don't do anything crazy with my eyebrows. I like the natural looking eyebrows. I just like to make them, see the difference? I mean, I'm in my 40s. I don't need drawn on eyebrows. Now, if I'm going out, then I will take one of these, and then I will just take this right here, and I will line underneath it and make it really straight and perfect. But we don't need to do that today. See? Okay, contour. Contour is not that hard. You follow the natural curve of your cheekbones, really, and it will thin your face out. It's up to you how you do it. It's not supposed to be dramatic. It's a very subtle look. Once again, you don't need anything expensive. You can get a Believe Beauty. You can get NARS. I mean, whatever. A light contour color will work better. A contour brush, that's just all I use. Then I can take my powder brush and blend it up, or you can go back and forth over it and blend it. Very easy. But no, we're not done. And doing your nose is completely optional. I do it every day. I have something tickling my face. Woo. And this way, you just use the side of your brush, or find a flat brush, use a eyeshadow brush, you know, whatever. And then just blend it out. Like that. Very easy, very simple. I swear to God, that is driving me nuts. And then go along the edge of your jawline. and bring it down. This is going to create a shadow. This is perfect if you have a double chin. And if you accidentally get a little ham with it, then just go over it with your powder brush, with your foundation sponge, and fix it. Now we're gonna go with our bigger brush and tap, tap, and the temple right here, up along the hairline, very lightly. We're not using that much product, and we're creating a shadow. And this is where the shadows, like if you're wearing your hair down or whatever, you're creating that shadow of your face to slim it down. Where the light naturally does not hit your face, or where you want to create the illusion where light doesn't naturally hit your face. But like I said, don't use too much to where you look like you have dirt all over your face. Because later we're going to use highlighter to put it, and I'll explain that in a minute. Now we're gonna go in. What I like to do first, this is my trick. I like a really thin, fluffy brush like this. This is a very cheap brush. You can use one of these, or you can use something more compact like this, but I will probably use this in a few minutes. Like if I was doing a more glam look, I would apply my brush like this. Oh, goodness. Right now, I'm going to put on a, what is this called? Bronzer. And I'm going to strangely use this brush for bronzer and then for a blush. And I'm going to show you why in just a minute. But I'm going to take the lighter shade of bronzer, one that matches my contour. But I'm not going to go ham with it. I just want to warm up the foundation a little bit. Just a tad bit, okay? That's it. And Nomad Cosmetics, highly recommend them. Highly recommend them. Okay, now I'm going to take a shimmery, kind of a shimmery blush. And this is Orgasm by NARS, but you can find a shimmery blush anywhere. And I'm going to start circular motions up here, but I'm not bringing it here because I don't want fat cheeks. I just kind of want to give where I put that contour, just a contour and bronzer, just a hint of color. Just a natural sun-kissed color, but I'm bringing it up to my temples and kind of doing it on the outside of my face. But bringing it to the outside of my cheeks. See, just a little. Just a little bit. And if you wanted, you can find a more pinker one. Just a little bit more pink. That's kind of a toned down satin matte color. And go just on the outside like that, just to get a more flushed look. That's it. Done with that. And now let's just do something very simple for the eyes. Now, I'm going to grab a nude palette. The Bare Necessities by ColourPop. Now, coffee break. So many different looks you can create with this palette. Let me move that. Bring over this. I highly recommend bringing your makeup cloth, something to wipe. They also have a color changing tool that you can use, but I don't use those. I just use a washcloth. It washes out. There is something driving me absolutely insane. Oh my God, that is driving me nuts. I'm going to put all over my eyelid. I can't even read them, but I'm going to use this shade over here on the right here, because I'm not doing a fancy look. I'm just doing a regular look, and I'm going to bring that from the corner to the crease, and I'm tilting my head back to side. And yes, I am using a blending brush, and this is from the brush roll. Those beautiful brush rolls by ColourPop. These brushes are fantastic. I love their brushes. And this color right here is going to give me a beautiful shadow in my crease. It's a beautiful base color to start off with, especially if you're doing just a regular nude shade, look for the day. A good makeup tip when you're doing your eyes, the same color you do on this eye, the same step, do it on this eye at the same time. Right after you do it on this eye, go to the other eye and do it like I am doing. Because you don't want to complete a look on one eye and then try to attempt to do it on the other eye, because you might forget a step, or because a lot of the times when you're doing a makeup look, or especially if you're trying it for the first time and you're like, no, this shade didn't really work out, so I'm going to try this shade. Well, you have to do that on the other eye. So if you forget that step on the other eye because it didn't work out on this eye, it's not going to look the same. You follow? So it's always best to what you do when you do it to the other eye. Now we have a really good, and no, I do not have the same amount of real estate over here as I do over here, because My eyebrows are not the same, but that's okay. Now I'm going to take this little tiny guy. It's just some brush off of Amazon, and I'm going to use the color Full Expose. It's just a white color, and I'm going right up here. Don't panic. I'm gonna blend. Blending is your friend. But we are going to blend. Where is my faves? I love this brush. It's a Flower Beauty brush. Love this brush. It's double-ended, fat one and a little one on one side. And I'm going to take in the buff and just buff up here where the two colors meet. In the buff is a shade that's in the middle of this one and this one. So it works out really good for buffing out, blending the two together. Now I'm going to take this one and I'm going to go with that first shade again, but we're going to darken this up just a little bit because we're not going really, really bold today. I'm just going to darken it up a little bit. So I'm going to go in. You see how I went in with another layer and it just kind of darkened it up. Now, if you want it darker than that, then I could keep going, but we ain't gonna. Now, this is kind of big. Beauty Professional Look. That's what this brush came from. And I'm gonna go in with Dutch Process. Kind of line the outer corner, bring it up past the outer line just a little bit. See? Just subtle. We're doing just subtle. This is a good way, if you don't want to use eyeliner, kind of afraid of eyeliner, use a really dark eyeshadow and a thin brush. You can use this shape, or my favorite is one like this, an angled brush. And I'll show you. I'm going to use that same color. Hey, you're just creating a really thin, clean outline around your lid. That's it. And it kind of elongates your eye. You see what I mean? And creating that extra, how I went past my line, the edge of my eye a little bit. It kind of elongates your eye just a little bit. I'll probably jump past this point to do the other one. Okay, now for the fun part. Let's find this shimmery color in here. See, went a little ham with it, so we're going to blend it out. Don't want harsh edges, so we're going to blend. See? Okay, mascara. Sorry about the sniffing. Now, I learned this trick. And I can't stop doing it. I just usually do it for the outer corner of my eye because I am not steady enough to do it for the entire eyelid, for the entire row. I need to go and pick up my contacts. They were supposed to call me days ago. I need to call them when I'm done to see if my contacts are in yet. I can hardly see out of my contacts. And that was Uomo Drama Bomb. And then you can go in with a really thin one with a, with a really nice brush on it and go back, and it separates and cleans them up. You can literally put as many layers of mascara on your lashes as you want. And you can even use ones that do different things. But I like to use the ones with the small wands for separating and lengthening, and especially for this bottom row. Just be careful and don't get it on your face. Okay, now for the moment we have all been waiting for, the Dolce or whatever, however you want to say it. I love this palette. If I can get it open. Almost broke a nail. Complex Culture highlighter brush. This is what the palette looks like. Sorry, I blinded you. I use this one, and to apply my, it's not too bad. It's not too blinding. I go right here and dip down. It's not highlighting to the gods, it's giving you just a soft glow. Go into the crook of that where your eye socket ends and just kind of go down. And of course, right there in the crook of your nose, on the tip of your nose. Oh, I forgot one very important thing. Let me find a good brush. I'm going to give you a tip. This one actually works the best. Take a very, very lightly colored contour shade. Take a very small brush. Right here. Make sure you fill in the entire area, but do not go over the humps. Now, take your powder brush and blend. Kind of gives you the extra. And if that's not dark enough for you, take a darker one, because this is a tad bit different, and go it just gives you a little fullness on your lips. That's it. Now, what were we doing? Oh, then you might, after you highlight that area, have to go back in and remove the highlighter from in between. But there you go. And we are not glowing to the gods. Make sure everything is perfect. Find a very good setting spray. I highly recommend Allegra Chetty's Beauty Mist, but once again, I am out. And spray. Milani has a good one too, but hold it out to a distance because it sprays. And then do your lips. We're just going to use a lip gloss for right now. This is the Sephora and Coach. I love this. This actually has like something in it that's like a chapstick. You can feel it and you can actually kind of smell it after you have it on. So it's like beneficial to your lips. So there we go, you guys. It's a simple, beautiful, everyday kind of makeup look, but it's not too glam. It's just pretty and it works. And if you want to go really glam, kind of darken your shades up for your eyes a little bit. But I hope it works out for you. Sorry if this was a little too long, but thank you guys so much for watching. And if you would rather see, or if you also want to see something more, what is the word that I'm looking for? A certain part of a makeup look, you know, concentrated on the eyes or definitely just a certain tutorial that you want to see, please feel free to recommend it down in the comment section. I'd be more than happy to help you along with some certain tips and tricks. Just let me know. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching, and I really do hope that you would consider hitting that subscribe button, rating the video, turning that bell on, and sharing out our channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all.